Exit stage left for the football season here in the Wasatch Back. We talked to Wasatch football a little bit about the incredible run that they went on throughout the postseason. Also, back-to-back state champions going into this season. Find out how North Summit Volleyball did as the season came to a close just a few days ago. It's a brand new episode of The Scoreboard, and it's coming up right now. Hey everyone, welcome into The Scoreboard. I'm your host, Blake O'Rourke. We've got a fantastic lineup for you today. We're going to be talking to North Summit Girls Volleyball a little bit about this season and how it panned out. Not the state championship that they've had the last 2 years, but still a third place finish will suffice. We got a couple of seniors to talk about their careers up in Colville, and also coming up in just a little bit, we've got the Wasatch football team. Quite a run that they have been on throughout the 5A playoffs. Their season came to a close on Friday. We talked to a couple of players in just a little bit. So 24 teams make the 5A playoffs for football, and Wasatch barely edged their way in with a 23 seed. In the first round, they faced Woods Cross, a number 10 seed who was a very difficult matchup for Wasatch, and through a very clutch interception by Tavian Edwards, the Wasps moved into the second round. But their second round would be tougher than their first. They faced the Spanish Fork Dons, who they had faced just 3 weeks prior and had lost by 36 points. Another clutch interception by Tavian Edwards, a 4th-and-1 go by Chris Cook led the Wasps to a third-round quarterfinal game against Timpview, unable to get the win on Friday night, but still a fantastic season nonetheless. Here's myself hanging out with a couple of football players as they look forward to the future of this incredible football squad. Hey everyone, right now we are joined by Carter Bucad, the junior over at Wasatch High School. And Carter, a disappointing finish to the season, but it's unbelievable that you made it this far. How are you feeling after the game?
I'm proud of what we did and how we bounced back from the regular season, and I'm proud of us, and it's a good run.
Yeah, it was a really good run. I see a lot of tears here with the football players. Obviously, it's an emotional night. Just if you could just speak on the seniors, how much you're going to miss them, some of the leaders on this team who have been on this team for a very long time.
Yeah, a lot of my closest friends are seniors, and I'm going to miss them. We had a lot of big-time players that were seniors with Crew, Chris, a lot of defensive guys, so we'll miss them. But, we have the next guy up for next year.
Speaking of next guy up, I think that's going to be you probably. You're probably going to become that #1 target for Mac, for everybody else. I mean, you are going to be a key point to this offense. What have you learned from the Crews and the Chris Cooks and all of the different players on this team that were kind of, the #1 and #2 options? How much have you learned from them over the last couple of years, I should say?
I mean, they're always working. They're in the off season. They're doing everything to get better, and I just look up to them a lot, and that's what I got to be next year.
Yeah. Going into next year, what is maybe one of the big things that you want to see this team improve on as you go into next fall, or next August, I should say?
I'd probably say our physicality, and then just everyone coming together. As we finish the season, we all came together. We're having fun. And that's when we were playing our best. So I'd probably just say more physical, and everyone just gets bigger, stronger.
I talked to Chris as well as Mac about that this week, specifically that there kind of was a switch. Did you notice that as well as you got into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we all just were really tense, and we just loosened up. We're having fun. It's just a game that we all love, and that's when we were playing our best, when we were having fun.
What was maybe the highlight of your junior season?
I'd probably say Spanish Fork win. Definitely the highlight of my season. It was a huge win, really fun game, and yeah, I'll remember that.
And how sweet was that to beat a team that had beat you just 3 weeks previous by 36 points? I mean, it must have felt really good to beat that team.
Yeah, it feels great. We all remember what happened last time, and we wanted it back, and we earned it.
Yeah. Carter, How much are you looking forward to getting back into the room, back into weight training, back on the field, running routes, doing everything that you can? How much are you looking forward to that to get ready for next season? Are you already getting ready for next season?
I'm getting ready. Once we lost, it's time for next season, and I'm gonna just become better, and yeah, I'm excited for next year.
Are you gonna be playing baseball as well?
Yeah, I'll be playing baseball.
How much are you looking forward to the baseball season? What can we look forward to in the spring?
I don't know. I love baseball. Yeah, it's a really fun sport, and yeah, I'll be on the diamond. So,
how do you think the team's going to look? What is the team going to be looking like? I know you've been spending a lot of time on the football field. What do you think the team's going to look like going into the 2023 season?
I think we have a lot of returners, but we lose some pitching, so we'll need some guys to step up pitching. But other than that, I think we'll be solid.
Well, Carter, you've done a fantastic job all season. Thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it. Great job. Well, for the last time this year, I think we're going to be talking to our man, Mac Kelson. Mac, close out the season. How are you feeling right now?
I feel really good. I'm excited for next year. I'm sad about this loss, of course, but team is it's just a sad deal that we lost. But I think we're gonna move on to next season, and we have a bunch of returning starters, so I'm looking forward to the next 2 years for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's 7 starters.
Hey, I love this guy. Best quarterback in the state.
This is the best receiver in the nation. The best receiver.
Hey, I love this guy.
This is one of the most powerful matchups in the entire country right here. Crew,
This is my dude.
really quick. I know a lot of tears as it's the final game of the season. How you feeling, man?
I'm just glad it happened, but I'm sad it's over. Can't wait to see Matt go on and do great things, and it was fun. It was a great year.
One more quick thing from me. I mean, you have absolutely blossomed this senior year. If you could say one thing about what you've learned from jumping into your junior season as someone who didn't get nearly as many reps as this season, what do you have to say about what would you tell yourself a year ago to right now?
That it all works out, that like the work you're going to put in all works out, and yeah, that's basically it.
Crew, you've been unbelievable all season, man. Congratulations. Great job. Great job.
It ain't the end for Crew.
Well, Mac, how much are you going to miss a guy like that?
Oh, unbelievably. Oh no, I hate even looking at him right now. It makes me sad. But no, yeah, like JoJo and Tavian are gonna fill his shoes in perfectly.
I can't wait for it. I mean, I can't wait to see what the future has to offer. I mean, Tavian having an unbelievable season, JoJo having an unbelievable season. I mean, overall, there's so many guys.
And it's just kind of like JoJo and Tavian are. I honestly think just like it's not their moment right now. Of course, like this season wasn't their moment, but this next season it's JoJo and Tavian. You're gonna see him a lot. JoJo, Tavian, and Carter for sure.
When we talked at the beginning of the season, you talked a lot about how excited you were, how much you were looking forward to it. And I kind of asked you this last week, but did your sophomore season live up to the expectations that you had?
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's been the best season of my entire football career. Coaches are amazing, players are amazing, the fans, everyone. It's amazing. It's been all around awesome.
I'm so glad that you're going to be here not only for your junior season, but also your senior season.
Oh, yeah.
If there's one thing that you would say that you'd like to work on in the offseason, jumping into your junior year, what would it be?
Maybe be more of a team captain, more vocal, and just hold everyone accountable and make sure everyone's just doing the right things on and off the field. Just little things like that, because I know skill-wise we're going to be good.
Yeah.
So just stuff like that, I would say.
What do you think, or where do you think the ceiling is for this team next year? I mean, this year, this playoff run has been unbelievable, Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been seriously the story of the entire 5A football playoffs has been your team upset after upset. And then you come in here today, you do get the loss, but I mean, it lasted for so long.
Yeah, it was a long game.
Thinking about the future, where do you think the ceiling is for this team?
I don't know. This beginning of the season, I told my mom and dad, I said, I wanna win state one of these 3 years I'm here, and so that's definitely my goal. So I would hope that's the ceiling we're reaching for next year. So.
Well, we absolutely can't wait for it, Mac. You're unbelievable, man. I appreciate it so much. Great job, and we can't wait for next season, man.
I'm excited.
So if you go back to 2020 or 2021, you'll see that the North Summit girls volleyball team has been dominant for the last couple of years in 2A volleyball. This year, after losing a handful of seniors and a very young team, it was unsure where they were going to land or where they were going to end up. going into the state tournament. They end up with a third-place finish and a fantastic, bright future ahead. I hang out with a couple of seniors over in Colville to talk about their season and what they're looking forward to in the future. Hey everyone, right now we are joined by Jessa and Taylor, who are just coming off of their big-time third-place finish in the 2A volleyball state playoffs. Thank you both so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
We are super excited to talk to you today. How have things been just as the season has kind of come to a close over the last week?
Well, for me, it's been really weird to not have practice every week and be able to go home and actually get homework done. That's been really weird. And it's weird not being with, like, my friends and teammates every day after school for, like, a long time.
Yeah, just like she said, it's weird not coming from practice because, like, we did it all year, all throughout the summer. And so, like, having that to stop, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, when did you both start practicing in the summer? Like, when did that start? Because, I mean, you kick off, I mean, your first games were during the summer still.
Yeah, like, we start, like, the first week of June usually.
Okay.
But, yeah, right?
Yeah, and so overall, I mean, what were kind of your thoughts on the season? How did you feel like the team did throughout the entire season and finishing third place overall?
I feel like we had a really good season. We had, like, a lot of changes throughout our rotations throughout the year, and I feel like that was really cool that we were able to, like, move our hitters around. But overall, I think we had a really good season. We did really good.
Yeah, Jessa, what about you?
I think that, just like she said, with the changes, I think it was cool that we were able to bounce back from that, even though it might have been in between, like, sets and having to change and, like, be able to keep going and staying focused during those points. Even though we had switched rotation, I think that was cool that we were able to bounce back from that, and I think we did really good.
What was the reason for so much shuffling, I guess?
I don't think there weren't any injuries. Well, I mean, we had one injury with Presley's finger. That was fun. But there weren't any injuries. We just, I think, needed a change because everyone was, I don't really know. I think we all got a little stressed out in the positions that we were, and then the coaches, like, I think they knew what was best for us, and so they moved us to the position that they thought was best for us, and that might have been different than what they were in the first place.
This team is super young. Like, you did lose a lot of seniors last year. How hard was it kind of adjusting to losing someone like Marcy Richens, who was the best player in all of 2A last year? I mean, what was it like adjusting to changing so many names, so many faces, so many new people on the team?
Well, we had a lot of freshmen playing varsity last year, so they got the experience last year. Losing Marcy was big, but we had lots of good experienced hitters. They had lots of experience, so I think we still were just able to play good.
Let's talk a little bit about the season overall. I mean, in terms of a record, there was really no drop-off. I mean, a slight one, but still, I mean, the team played absolutely fantastic all season long. Going into the playoffs, how confident were you in your seeding and how things actually played out themselves?
I think we were pretty confident. Like, we went in higher than we were expecting, which was way good, and so that would really helped us to be able to focus on, like, who we were playing and not overlook anyone, even though we were the higher seed.
Yeah, we made sure we didn't overlook anyone, like she said, and we were pretty confident. We had already played Millard, and we knew that was going to be tough, but if we just came out strong, that was our goal, just to come out strong. So going in high was good.
How was that game, kind of going into it, knowing like this is a big-time playoff game, and if we beat them, we jump to the semis. And so how important or how big did that game feel, I guess I should say?
Yeah, we knew it was important. We knew we came in, we wanted to win. We knew we lost to Millard earlier in the season, so we knew we just had to come out strong, and we really wanted to get to those quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And I think we were all really nervous, but I think that helped us when we played the game before to kind of get those nerves out so that we were mainly just ready to beat them since we lost to them when we had just barely played them before. And so I think that helped, like, fuel a fire to want to beat them.
Yeah.
So.
Would you say that was the toughest game of the playoffs? I mean, obviously there was the loss to Kanab as well, but do you think that Millard game was one of the most difficult ones of the entire season?
I don't know. I feel like it was tough, but I think we played our best game against them, and so it made it seem like it wasn't as tough at the time when we were playing them. So it probably looked like it was our toughest game, but I think, like, I felt like it was one of our best games that we played against them.
Yeah, was it weird playing them and then losing in the semifinals and then going to play South Sevier, who you beat pretty handily? Was it kind of weird making that jump?
No, because South Sevier made it just as far as us, so we knew it was still going to be a game. But yeah, we just went in and beat them. We didn't want to go out with a lose.
Going into the playoffs, obviously you were kind of on a hot streak, and so that was something good kind of going into the playoffs. But was it difficult knowing like there were highs and there were lows? There were moments on this team where it was like, shoot, like we're losing a lot of games in a row.
Yeah, we were just having some, I don't know, we like couldn't figure out a rotation that was working for us. We weren't really like in our spots yet, like our positions. We weren't really feeling those yet. But when, yeah, like you said, when we got on that winning streak, like going into playoffs, that was really good because we were like on a roll, kind of.
Yeah.
So we just kind of, the lows we just kind of put behind us.
Yeah, this season there was more. You played more games this season just because of tournaments and things like that. Do you think that helped the team going into this year?
I think that helped a lot because we got more experience with teams that were really good that aren't in our region, and so we got to see like the other side of the bracket that we might not have seen until the semifinals. So I think we were more prepared that way.
In terms of the totality of your volleyball career here at North Summit, what would you say, which season was the highlight? Was it your freshman, your sophomore, junior, senior?
I mean, if we included winning, I think sophomore year would be because it was my first state championship win. Mm-hmm. But then if it just the feel and I guess just the season in general, I think this year was my favorite just because I was the senior and I got the closest with all the girls because we had a small team.
Yeah, I agree. Sophomore and junior year was super fun. That state championship was awesome, but definitely senior year by far was the best. We were like seniors and just was awesome.
That's super interesting. And if I'm correct, it's just the three of you. It's you two and then it's also Avery Judy. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so that is a very small core of seniors. It's kind of crazy how small it was, but it did make sure that it was all the leadership was kind of pointed to the three of you, I would assume. And so is that something that made this season so special, was that the three of you were kind of at the helm and like we've spent a lot of time here, we've been on state championship teams, we've come up short in the past, like we know what things are, dealing with a smaller team. Is that something that was kind of nice to know, like we have so much experience dealing with everything?
Yeah, it was nice going in with the experience, and it felt good because like everyone trusted us because we had gone through all that already.
Yeah, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, definitely, and I think it helped because of our teammates that had also had the experience.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of returners. I think specifically there's going to be a lot of juniors coming in next year that have a lot of experience already. There's a lot of very, very talented players that are going to be continuing their high school career. In terms of returners, I believe there's going to be 8, and I mean, there's 11 on the team, and I think there's 3 seniors. The rest, they're as long as they all return, there's going to be 8 returners. How good do you think this team is going to be a year from now?
I think they're going to be so good. I'm so excited to watch them next year. I think they're going to do amazing.
Yeah, they have lots of experience, and they have that winning mentality for sure.
No, is that something that was kind of interesting about this season? Was obviously you didn't get the state championship that you've had the last 2 years, but there was still a lot of competitiveness. And despite, like I said earlier in the interview, losing a lot of talent, there was still a lot of younger talent, as well as both of you and Avery Judy and everyone else, who really built up the team. And there wasn't as big of a drop-off as I would say a lot of people were maybe expecting. Did you feel that way going into this year?
Yeah, we knew we had 3 big losses with the seniors, but we knew we had the experience, and we still wanted to go in and win.
Yeah.
So.
And something that our coaches always say is that it's not a rebuild year, and so I think that helped us a lot with that mentality, knowing that, yeah, we lost them, but we still had, us to play with, and that helped us to be better, I guess.
Last couple questions from me. What was, of all 4 years that you've been at North Summit playing volleyball, what is your all-time favorite memory? I'll ask both of you, so whoever wants to go first.
Ooh, that's a hard question because there's so many. I think I don't really have one specific memory, but I think the memory that I will remember most from volleyball is all the team bonding that Coach Jay did for us. That definitely will stick out the most, just all the time that I spent with the team that off of practice and when we were at tournaments and stuff, just spending that time together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like I agree, but also I think every year we would go down to the Richfield tournament, and that tournament was so fun because you'd see a lot of 2A teams from the other side, and you'd just go in, and it was always so fun, and that was like our highlight. That was like where we would try to hit our peak usually, so that was fun.
Of all the teams that you saw in that tournament last weekend, what did you see in terms of
returners. Are there a lot of returners on those other high-seeded teams or anything like that you know of? Or if you don't know, that's okay too.
I think Kanab is a young team too. I think they only had a couple of seniors like us, so I think they will definitely be big competition next year.
So that's going to be a big one then.
Yeah, and then like people in our region, like North Sevier had some young ones. Pretty sure Duchesne did, but yeah. So they're gonna have good competition, I think.
Well, we can't wait for it. Last question for me. One word to describe all 4 years here at North Summit Volleyball.
Well, the first word that came to mind was fulfilling, and I think just because like I know that I played my best, even though we didn't win state, that would have definitely made it a lot more fulfilling. But I think that even though like we played our best, so I think that made it better, I guess. All 4 years.
I guess mine's 2 words, but like no regrets. Like I don't have any regrets about this season or like previous ones. I was just feel pretty good.
Well, a second place finish, a third place finish, and 2 state championships. That's pretty incredible. Thank you both so much for the time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, thank you so much for watching the Scoreboard. On Friday, we're going to be talking to a whole bunch of athletes as well as getting geared up for the winter season. But before that, let's take a quick look into the North Summit Braves cross-country team who just won state once again just a couple of weeks ago.
Like kind of just being around the school. I mean, cross-country and just long-distance running in general here at North Summit, it's just in the water here. I mean, everyone is so good at it, it seems like. What's it like kind of being like some of the faces of such a successful program?
I mean, it's really cool. It's really cool because like people like noticed like you ran, you won a state championship, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, running is a really big thing at North Summit, so it was cool to win another state championship.
We walk around and people are just congratulating us, and they know like that the boys didn't take it, but they still did good, so they congratulate them, and they're also congratulating us, which is cool.
Just a quick look into what we've got going on Friday night. For everyone here at the Scoreboard, I am Blake O'Rourke, and we will see you all next time.